create a custom e-letter to send to your farms, to send via email to your farms, go to the marketing section from the left-hand menu and click on Manage e-letter. Here you're going to have the option to add an e-letter, so we'll click on that. The first step is to name your e-letter, so we're going to do an open house e-letter. Now the most important field here is the subject line, because that's what your contacts will see in their inbox. The name and the description, that's how it's going to show up for you in your account, but the subject line is a really important one, and just so you know, you can go in and change it later on. So next we're going to click Create, and it's going to take us to choose a template. So depending on the type of e-letter that you're creating, you're going to want to choose either a blank template or one of the other templates. So if you have a flyer that's already created, and you just want to import that in and send that out as an e-letter, then you would choose the blank template. If you are creating an e-letter from scratch, typing in your text or pasting it in and adding images, then you would choose a template. So we'll click on the little radio button beneath the image of the template and click Continue. And it's going to take us to edit our e-letter or add the content to our e-letter. And as you can see here, you can go in and change the subject line at any time, the name and the description, you can change those. And then you can just start adding the content to your letter. So you can type in your text, you can add images, and the way to do that is just putting in your cursor where you want your image to be inserted and clicking on the image icon. So we're going to click the folder icon in order to upload our image. Click Browse, and then just insert your image, click Open, and you'll see click Upload, and you'll see a little preview of the image here on this little window on the left, and you'll see the name of your image that was added. So we're going to click OK and Insert, and it will add that picture into the body of the email. And to resize it, you just click on the image and you'll see the little squares on the corners of the image. You can just drag up and down to resize it and make it smaller or bigger. You can also go in and add hyperlinks to your e-letter. So let's say that you want to send them to an article or a video or something like that. You can just select the text that you want to add your link to, and then we're going to click on the hyperlink icon and then put in our URL, or paste in our URL. And then we click Insert and OK. And as you can see, the link has been added. Now the links, they're not active in the e-letter editor. You're going to have to go in and send yourself a test just to make sure that all the links work okay, the images that you added are working okay. And it's always a good idea just to send yourself a test to see what it's going to look like before you send it out to everybody. So here at the very bottom we have what we call the tags, the merge tags, and how these work is all of this information will be pulled from the info that is in your settings for your account. So your name, the organization, address, all of that info will be automatically merged once you send it out. Once you send out your e-letter, you'll see the profile picture, the logo, all of that will get merged. If there's a tag here that you don't want to have on your e-letter, you can just select it and delete it. It's all text, as you can see. If there's a tag that you don't see on here that you do want, you can click on the merge tag drop down, and there's a whole bunch that you can use. So to add a tag, you just select it and then it'll insert it automatically in there. A thing to note here with the tags, so there's two types of tags. So you can do there's one for the contact information from your farm. So the records in your farm, you can use those to personalize your e-letters. So if you can see, the first two columns are for the contact information, and they're the ones that have the C in front of them, and those are for the records in your farm. So we can personalize this by typing in hello and putting in the first name tag for your contacts, and that way when it's sent out, it will merge it and they'll receive a personalized e-letter. So the first two columns are for the contact information from your farm. The second two columns are for your personal information, so your signature line basically. So you can go in, and these are the ones that have the ELE in front of them, and these are for your information. So you can add those to the signature line at the bottom or at the very top, like we have here. So once you have your changes and all your content in your e-letter, you can either save it, and it will just save your e-letter, and it will give you the option to send it right away or not send it. You can choose either way. You can save a copy of it with the Save As button, and then at the very bottom we have the Save and Send test, which like I said before, I always recommend, just so that you can make sure that it looks okay before you send it out. So that is how you go in and create a custom e-letter for your farms.